Hey guys, welcome to PhotoshopHowTo.net. In today's lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to create a really cool smoke effect. Go ahead and open up Photoshop, and in your menu go to File, New, and the size of this document doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and make it a width of 8 inches and a height of, let's make it a width of 11 inches and a height of 8 inches. And I'm going to keep the resolution at 72. Make sure that the color mode is RGB. Click OK. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this layer here. I'm going to click OK. That way the layer is unlocked. Next thing is I'm going to fill it with a dark color. So make sure that you have black as your foreground here. If it's not, you can press X to switch back and forth from foreground to background. I'm going to hold Alt down or Option and hit the delete key or backspace on a PC. Next thing we're going to do is press Command Option K, and that will bring up your preferences menu. In this menu you can do all sorts of things. You can add more save states to your, or history states, that way you have more undos. You can change how much RAM Photoshop is using. You can change your color theme. What we're going to do is we're going to change the color of the gamut. So go down here where it says transparency and gamut, and what you want is a dark gamut. You'll see why in a moment. Click OK. Go ahead and create a new layer, and just select the brush tool and make sure that white is now in the foreground. Just start coloring in this new layer. Don't color too big, but make a white blob. That works for me. Next thing you're going to do is go to Filter and Liquify. As you can see, the gamut in the Liquify tool is now dark. This is for newer version CS6. Unfortunately, in previous versions the gamut stays white, and it makes it a little bit difficult to see white colors in the Liquify tool. However, you don't need to be too precise, so in this case it'll be fine. If you're using CS6, then you'll see this dark gamut. I'm okay with this tool for right now, which is just a forward warp tool. To change the size, you can hold down Control and Option or Alt, left click and drag. You can also change the brush size here where it says Tool Options. Go ahead and just start transforming the blob. Just make it pretty much any random shape you want. When you're satisfied, click OK. I'm going to go to Edit, Fade Liquify, and I'm going to change the opacity. As you can see, in the foreground I have the blob that I just created. When I change the opacity, it's more opaque, and you can see the original blob that I had here beneath it. Go to Filter. We're going to repeat the process a few times. So Filter, Liquify, Deform it, click OK, Edit, Fade Liquify. Okay, if you hit the V button on your keyboard, it'll select this tool here. The reason I did that is because I'm going to move this down because it's getting a little bit far. I'm okay with that. I'm going to go and repeat the process again. Filter, Liquify, and this time I'm going to use this twirl tool here. I'm going to change the size of my brush, and I'm just going to keep on deforming. Just have fun with this. Play around. Make it something that you like. Don't try to follow exactly what I'm doing because you probably won't be able to. Go to Edit, Fade Liquify. As you can see, it's getting very layered, and you have certain parts getting very opaque. If you're working on a white background in the Liquify tool, unfortunately it's getting very difficult to see. However, I'm not being too precise, so you shouldn't worry about it too much. Again, Liquify, I like to use these two tools in the liquify menu, and I pretty much just stick to those. You can play around with the other ones if you'd like. Edit, fade, liquify. Now, in order to do the edit fade command, it does not have to be the liquify tool. Just to demonstrate that, I'm going to use the distort tool this time. The distort. So you go to filter, scroll down here to where it says distort, and I'm going to choose twirl. I'm going to twirl this out just a little bit, just something I'm comfortable with. Then I'm going to edit, fade, twirl. As you can see, it's behaving the exact same function. Again, I'll try it this time with the wave option. You can get pretty funky with this menu here. I'm going to go to edit, and this time it says fade wave. Bring that down a little bit. As you can see, I'm getting an effect. It's starting to look very, very similar to smoke. I'm going to go ahead and transform it because it's getting a little bit big. So I'm going to press Command T to transform. Hold down the Alt key or Option, the Shift key, and drag in from the corner. Press Enter to confirm. And this time I'm going to use the zigzag option here. Edit, fade zigzag. It's starting to look pretty decent. To make it look even better, what you can do is you can change the opacity. So over here in your layers menu, you can bring that down. And what I like to do is I like to duplicate the layer and start working with other smoke blobs. So in order to do that, you can right click and press duplicate layer, or you can do it how I do it and just hold down the Alt key and drag up or down. Transform that, bring it in a little bit, bring the opacity back up. No, I'm going to bring it down actually. I'm going to duplicate it again. I'm going to flip it horizontally. Press Enter to confirm your transform. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to merge those layers. I'm going to go to Filter, Distort, Twirl, press OK, and Fade Twirl. I'm gonna blur it a little bit. This is just a trial and error process, so if yours looks better, then congratulations. If not, then just keep playing around with it, and eventually you'll come up with something you like. As you can see, just adding a little bit of a motion blur to it makes it look a ton better. Now add one more distort of a zigzag. And I'm going to fade that out just a little bit. And one more time, I will duplicate this layer, transform it, I'm gonna add a liquify to this new layer, something while just to see what I get. I use this tool here actually. Press OK. Edit. Fade liquify. I'm going to keep it right there. And I will go ahead and add another liquify. Press OK. Edit. Fade liquify. One more time. Edit. Fade liquify. Bring down the opacity. I'm going to add a blur. As you can see, I now have a really neat smoke effect. If I want to take this even further, I can add some dark blobs to it. Or if you go up here, you can go to Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, and you can play around with the lightness, the saturation, the hue. Really, the hue and saturation won't do anything unless you go to Colorize. If you go to Colorize, then you can get some really cool effects and get some really cool colors in your smoke. I'm going to go ahead and add some saturation, bring down the lightness, and voila, I have some green smoke. Play with hue, some orange smoke, which, you know, could work maybe as dust, as a dust cloud or something. I kind of like that. Press OK. If you keep duplicating it and you keep playing around with the opacity and the distort and keep fading it, you can get some really realistic effects. You can get smoke coming from candles, from chimneys, from lighters, pretty much anything you need. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to PhotoshopHowTo.net and click on the follow link to stay up to date. Bye.